You know, I thought I understood workplace culture. I've worked in several different countries over the years, but American offices absolutely floored me. Coming from Australia, where casual Friday is basically every day, I wasn't ready for mandatory overtime, strict dress codes, and bosses who email you at 10 p.m. or later.
You better take cover.
So today we're diving into the most unexpected differences between Australian and American workplace culture. I'm talking everything from vacation days to water cooler chat. The kind of stuff that had me going, mate, seriously?
Small talk culture.
In Australia, when someone asks, how are you? Or more typically, how's it going, mate? They don't actually want to know your life story. It's just a greeting. You say, yeah, good, mate, and you, done, move on. But in America, I'd walk into the office, someone hits me with a, hey, how you doing? And all of a sudden, we're 10 minutes deep into their weekend, their family, their dog's vet appointments. Everything's on the table.
Thanks for asking.
Here, how are you is a real question. Now, at first, I honestly thought Americans were being a bit nosy, but I quickly learned it's just a different social contract. Over here, small talk is an invitation to connect. And the funny thing is, after 7 years, I've actually started enjoying these longer conversations. American small talk culture isn't wrong, it's just way more social.
Vacation time.
And this is where I had a real moment. In Australia, legally, we get a minimum of 4 weeks paid vacation every year. 4 weeks, it's 20 working days of pure holiday time, plus public holidays and separate sick leave. And when I told my American colleagues we get 4 weeks vacation every year from day one, they literally stopped what they were doing and stared at me like I'd just grown a second head. One of them responded with, wait, that's more than my entire vacation over the last 3 years. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you do for holidays? And she goes, she gets 10 days total vacation and she has to save them for when she really needs them. Emergencies or major family stuff. Mate, I nearly fell over. In Australia, we plan our annual leave around public holidays to make long weekends. Americans are rationing their vacation days like they're precious gold. I've seen jobs advertised here with only 5 days of leave per year, some with basically none. And I've spoken to people who aren't even allowed to take their 2 weeks off in a row. Now, it's really no wonder that Americans find it hard to travel overseas because you'd lose a week just in travel time and jet lag getting to and from Australia.
Workplace hierarchy.
In Australia, we have this thing called tall poppy syndrome. Basically, you're not supposed to think you're better than anyone else. And that really shows up at work. Now, I used to work for one of the largest companies in Australia, and I could walk up to the CEO at a meeting and ask them about their weekend. No big deal. We're all just humans having a chat, getting to know each other. But in America, on my first day at my new job, I tried to do my normal Aussie thing. Super casual, friendly, asking my manager about her weekend, her kids, all the usual stuff. She looked genuinely uncomfortable. She goes, let's keep things professional. I'm your manager, not your friend. Now, at first I thought, okay, fair enough. She's just really professional. But then I watched how she spoke to her boss. Very formal, very respectful, proper titles, waiting to be invited into conversations. And it took me a while to realize that in American workplace culture, there really are levels and you're expected to respect them. It's not necessarily about thinking you're better than someone else. It's about structure and professionalism.
Working through lunch.
My word, this one confused me for months. Now, in Australia, lunch breaks are sacred. You get an hour and you're expected to take it. Go out, grab food, sit with colleagues, or just sit outside and read. Anything but working. We even still have morning tea breaks where you grab a coffee, stretch your legs for 10 minutes, go outside for a smoke, or catch up on the office gossip. When I first started here, it was made pretty clear by my boss that working through my lunch break was expected. Going out to lunch? No way. I tried it a couple of times and was made to feel like I'd broken some unspoken rule that I was just meant to know. I had to be permanently contactable because, people needed me, apparently.
Where are you?
Back home, taking a proper lunch break is actually seen as being professional. You leave your desk, you actually stop working. If you're eating at your desk while working, people think you're either unorganized, a workaholic, or you just don't know proper workplace etiquette.
Eating at your desk can carry 400 times more dangerous bacteria than the average public toilet seat.
Email style.
This one still gets me sometimes. In Australia, we're pretty direct. If something's wrong, we'll say it. This isn't working, or, we need to fix this. It's efficient, it's clear. But American workplace emails, they are like diplomatic treaties. I once sent an email saying that the project is behind schedule and we need to adjust the timeline. My American colleague rewrote it as I wanted to reach out and share some exciting updates about our project timeline. While we've made tremendous progress, I think we might benefit from exploring some alternative scheduling options to ensure we deliver exceptional results. I read it and I thought, wait, are we behind or is this exciting news?
I'm so confused.
It turns out Americans cushion everything with positive language. Even bad news gets wrapped up as opportunities and growth potential. It's not being fake, it's just a completely different communication style.
Work-life balance.
This was probably the biggest culture shock for me in working in the US. In Australia, work is important, but it's not your life. We work to live, not live to work. If it's 5:30 p.m. and you're still at the office, people think you're either really dedicated or something's wrong. But in America, people are still emailing at 9 p.m. They're in the office on weekends. There's hustle culture and going the extra mile.
I go the extra mile.
I've had emails come through late at night with, no rush, just when you have a moment, which of course meant, I'm definitely thinking about this right now. You need to move on it. I had a colleague who bragged about working 60 hours a week. I was like, mate, that's 20 hours more than a normal work week. When do you sleep? When do you see your family? She looked confused and said, that's just what you do to get ahead here. Now in Australia, if you work yourself into the ground, people worry about you. Here, they respect your dedication.
Meeting culture.
Oh my word, the meetings. In Australia, if we can solve something with a quick chat or an email, we do it. Meetings are for when you actually need to discuss something important with multiple people. But Americans, they have these meetings that are just about having meetings. There's sync meetings, check-in meetings, brainstorming sessions, team building meetings. If there's a word for it, there's no doubt a meeting for it as well.
You guys get something to eat? Great. Let's get this meeting about meetings underway. We've got meetings Monday, meetings Tuesday, meetings Wednesday, meetings Thursday, meetings Friday, and a meeting with my family on Saturday, which is optional.
Sometimes it feels like if you're not in meetings, you're not really working. It's like the number of meetings in your calendar is a measure of how important you are in the company.
Water cooler culture.
Now, in Australia, we pretty much keep work and personal life separate. You might chat about weekend plans or what you did last night, but there's this unspoken rule. Work is pretty much work. But Americans, they integrate everything. Dating lives, family problems, money worries. It all comes out in casual workplace conversations. One day I was getting water and overheard Carol from compliance telling Mike from sales about her marriage counselling appointment. I literally stopped mid-pour thinking, hang on, is this a workplace conversation or a therapy session? But then I realised this is how Americans build workplace relationships. They share personal stuff, which creates this sense of a work family. In Australia, we might become friends with work colleagues, but usually outside of work over a few bevies at the pub. Americans bring their whole selves to the office. It's different, but it's actually kind of nice. You do really get to know people. Friday night drinks, though, here, not really a thing like they are back home.
Sick day etiquette.
This one's interesting because it says a lot about each country's values. In Australia, if you're sick, you stay home. No questions asked. Your manager expects it. Your colleagues appreciate it because, hey, they don't want to get sick either. In America, people come to work sick all the time. I've seen people literally wearing masks, coughing into tissues and still saying, I'm fine, just a bit under the weather, or, oh, it's just those allergies. One time I came to work with a cold, not even that bad, and I had 3 different people ask if I should be at home. I was like, no, I'm fine. It's just a sniffle. They were like, wow, you're really dedicated to the team. Australia is just different. In America, calling in sick feels like you're letting the team down. In Australia, coming to work sick feels like you're letting the team down.
Overtime culture.
This one was a huge financial and lifestyle shock for me. In Australia, overtime is paid. End of story. If you work more than 38 hours or 40 hours a week, you get time and a half. Work weekends, public holidays, nights, you get premium pay. But in America, most salaried positions don't pay overtime at all. I found out the hard way that my salary meant I could work 50, 60, even 70 hours a week and still get the same pay. No overtime, no extra compensation, no time in lieu. My first month, I was staying until 8 or 9 p.m. most nights because I thought that's what I had to do to prove myself. In Australia, if they want you to work extra hours, they pay you for it or they give you time off in lieu. Here, it felt like working extra hours was just part of showing you were serious about the job, especially if you were trying to climb the ladder. And being the foreign guy, I always felt like I had to do more than the Americans just to prove that I deserved being there.
Oh, sure, it's always the foreign guy.
So there you have it, 10 American workplace culture shocks that completely threw me for a loop when I first moved here. From the whole how are you thing that isn't really a question, to overtime being free instead of paid, to people thinking I'm weird for taking a proper lunch break. Every workplace culture has its pros and cons. American work culture definitely has its upsides. The professionalism, the networking, the career growth opportunities here are incredible. But understanding these differences before you start working here can save you a lot of confusion, a few awkward moments, and maybe even some burnout. If you're an Aussie thinking about working in the US or you've had some similar experiences, Aussie or American, drop a comment below. Tell me which workplace differences really shocked you. And if you want more Aussie in America stories, I've got plenty more where this one came from. Catch you next time. Hooroo, mateys.